we've got some questions we're gonna ask each other, and we're going to be all witty and charming and clever, and answer them.
All right, cool.
And I feel like Kerry O'Brien with my pen.
Some of these questions are questions that people asked on our blog, as we requested. We asked for the competition for August. Send in a question and we can put them in this interview. And only 2 people asked a question, so it was really easy to pick the winner. We just flicked the coin.
And Francis
McCauley
Ford, who's a screenwriter, won.
If that is your real name, Francis.
It's not, is it, Sue? I know that. But anyhow, she won, and her first question, because she's a screenwriter, was, are we going to make Little Newt, The Last Viking, into a movie? And have you got an answer to that?
Well, not personally, but I'd love to see it as a film. I see it as a film in my head, so I'd love to see it as a film on the big screen.
All your illustrations just all joined together and going really quickly.
24 per second, that'd be wonderful. No, that'd be wonderful.
That could keep you busy, doing 24 a second.
No, I'd love to see it as a film. I mean, yeah, I do see it as in my head as a film, and I work in terms of camera angles, and I talk about that, so I'd love to see it.
What's the name of that the film the kids have all watched and we're not allowed to because it might influence us?
How to Train Your Dragon.
That's it, yeah.
Yes.
And I keep getting asked every session I've been talking at schools, because it's been book week and we've done lots of that. Both of us have we seen it? And we made a point of not seeing it because we didn't want to be seen to be copying. But I think maybe we should.
Maybe we should throw a dragon into the book in the last minute. There are no dragons in the book.
There's a dragon on the front of the ship.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so you get to draw a dragon.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's fine. And you get to burn one down too.
I do.
Because in the book we have a Viking funeral, only because I saw a movie once and it had a Viking funeral and I liked it, so I added it into the text.
Well, hopefully our editor Kate lets us keep it in the scene, in the text at the moment. She's
pretty good at cutting stuff out.
It's going to be a better book because of her influence.
Apparently.
But hopefully it does stay in there, because it'll be great fun to paint.
The original draft that I did is about 50,000 words and we're down to 1,500, so she's been pretty vicious.
It was an epic saga before.
It was, yeah. Absolutely.
It was in iambic pentameter and it was incredible.
It was in Icelandic as well. And we called it the Saga of Little Newt, The Last Viking, but she even cut the title down just to The Last Viking. Mad woman. Don't know what possesses her sometimes.
It's going to be called TLV soon.
It will be.
I've got a question for you, Norm.
Yes.
When did you start writing and why?
There was the reason I was talking to you earlier about, which is a lie. The reason the reason I started writing was I was at school and I wrote a letter to the ABC about what an awful school I went to and what a psycho the headmaster was, and I sent it to the ABC Kids Club in the afternoons, and unfortunately for me it got read out on the radio, and I had to go to school the next day knowing the psycho principal might have heard it and all the kids, and I suddenly became really popular because no one else in school had ever heard it, had a story read on the ABC. I was about 8 or 9, 10. And so everyone wanted to come and talk to me, and I thought, well, this is good. If just by writing this story you can become popular, I'll keep doing it. Didn't work. I kept writing it. Didn't get very popular. And the principal didn't beat me up. I thought he would take to me with his cane, because he used to beat boys in those days with canes badly.
Oh my goodness.
But he obviously patted me on the head and said, well done, lad, and left me alone from then onwards.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I really wanted to be a writer. Because
so you didn't get a whack on the bum?
I did from other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not for writing a story about what a psycho the headmaster was.
Oh, good, because you probably thought, yes, you're correct, I am a
psycho. And I've just told everyone in Australia on ABC Radio. Yeah. Why Vikings?
Why Vikings?
Why did we do Vikings?
Because you're a Viking.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm the least Viking-like person in the world, but my name is Jorgensen, which is a good Danish name, and obviously there was Viking stock. And I've been writing books for ages now. I've had 8 published, and I've got another 2 coming out, and I've always wanted to do a Viking story. And when James and I were on a camp together, a writer's camp, I saw some work he did, and I thought that would suit my Viking story perfectly. So I polished it up and handed it to him, and he agreed, and set about making that Little Newt, The Last Viking.
And you hadn't even written the story yet. You went away that night and wrote down the story.
Yeah, I had it in the back of my mind, but it sort of developed. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And your first name, Norman, actually means Norseman or Northman.
It does, yes.
As well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was named after my grandfather, who was named after his grandfather, and it goes back generations and generations. Good, strong Viking name. So that's why I thought I should do a Viking story.
Yeah. Good. When will it be ready?
When will it be ready? Depends when you finish the bloody pictures.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to finish the artwork by the end of the year, and then it will be out in May.
May the
next year,
1st is the date we've
Yes.
planned on. We're planning a big launch. You're all welcome and invited to the launch. As long as you come dressed properly. You have to come wearing Viking horns.
Yes.
And skins and things like that, and Ugg boots. No one's allowed unless they're wearing horns wearing horns and Ugg boots.
That's right. I was going to wear them anyway, but then Norman said that there was a theme, and I thought, oh, good, that'll work out.
And we'll have Viking food, pickled herring, and Swedish meatballs.
And big barrels of mead.
Mead.
And non-alcoholic mead for the kids.
What do we have to do that for? It's age appropriate again, eh? What's the theme of the story? The theme of the story is bullying.
Yes.
It's all about bullying because teachers love bullying.
And Josh is being bullied for being a bit different and for being an imaginative, creative kid.
Yeah, just like James.
And just like Norm, just like we both were.
Yeah, except I wasn't bullied.
You weren't?
Not particularly.
I was.
I could run quick.
I wasn't very athletic.
No, was I. I was hopeless. But I managed to avoid it, I think, most of the time. But God, there were some horrible bullies around when I was growing up. They were mean to some kids. And one of the great regrets of my life is I didn't do enough to stop it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember throwing a highlighter at a bully as he ran away and got a big brown mark down his back. That was quite nice.
Yellow would have been better. Yellow, because
that's
yellow
true.
stripe down his back like cowardice.
Oh, that's true. But brown really,
Careful.
can look like a lot of things. So,
You're falling out of the screen. Move back in. There you go.
What else?
Oh,
what are some other themes in the book?
Other themes. Oh, the power of imagination.
Yes, because Josh believes very much in his imagination.
He does.
And he goes off on his own Viking adventures.
And it actually works. He has the power of imagination, and his dreams come true.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we think they come. We hint that they come true.
Yes, and it's up to you really whether they do or not.
Yeah.
You can decide. Can you ask me a question? Can you ask me when did I start drawing?
What do I know that for?
Because some kids have asked me.
Oh, have they? Oh, okay. When did you start drawing? When you were 6?
Thank you for asking
else.
that question, Norman. That's a very good question. I started drawing when I was born. I had a crayon in my hand. No, I started drawing as long ago as I can remember. And when I was in year 1, I drew lots of stories and wrote all the words and drew all the pictures. And one of my favourites was the fable of the lion with the thorn in his paw, and I rewrote it so that a podiatrist came and helped him.
And what's your new book coming out after Newt? What's that about?
That's about a lion that...
Because you've come a long way, haven't you, in all those years?
Sorry, that's true. But there's no thorns, and there's no podiatrist. Sorry, Dad. My dad's a podiatrist. That's why I had him in there. Lots of kids ask sort of how did you become an artist, and how did you get along with it? And I always just say, well... I just love doing it, and it makes me very happy, and I practiced it. And it's just like any other skill, like learning to cook or learning to kick football or learning to whatever. Whatever skill it is, you just practice and practice. And if you're obsessed enough and you like it enough, then you keep doing it and you get better at it.
That's a bit of a lie, though, isn't it, James? When I came round the other day to your house to see how you're getting on, you were curled up in fetal position, crying and sobbing that you couldn't get what you want to do, and you had a big mark on your forehead where you've been banging against the wall in frustration.
Well, I did say that obsession helps.
Oh yeah, right.
No, that's true. The more you love doing something, the more you work at it, and the more you try.
It's exactly like writing. Yeah. The more writing you do, the better you get at it. It's like playing the violin or playing sport, and you wouldn't go to someone and say, "Oh, I'm going to play AFL one day." You actually start when you're 7 and work your way up. You don't just suddenly announce that you're going to do it. So you can't announce you're going to write a book one day and go and do it. You can't announce I'm going to be a fabulous illustrator and go and do it. You've got to practice.
Yes.
And practice and practice and practice and practice until your fingers bleed.
Yes, yes. And then use that on the illustration as paint.
Especially if you have a massacre and there's lots of blood.
Yeah, Viking battle scenes.
Yeah.
Perfect. And,
do you reckon Kate will let us get away with the Viking battle scene?
Maybe not with real blood.
No, okay.
No, but she wouldn't have to know.
Till it was all too late.
Actually, are you watching this, Kate?
She will be. You can tell it. Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Okay, good to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
We'll do it again sometime in the future when we're a bit further forward with the story.
Yes, I hope to come visit you at your school sometime soon.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, just write to us. We'll come and visit your school.
That'd be great.
Pay us enough money, we'll go anyway.
Thanks very much.
Bye. See
Bye.
ya.